a lot of these writings and purchased them himself just to make sure that they don't get destroyed. So yes, I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you.
Are any other? Ken?
Going back a couple thousand years, there's a Latin quotation which translated simply says, laws without morals are useless.
Exactly right. Exactly right. When you don't have morals, rule by law becomes rule by whim. And the whim of the person in charge, like some of our liberal U.S. Supreme Court justices will tell you that the Constitution means whatever they say it means. What it actually says is kind of irrelevant.
Doesn't loss of morality and corruption lead to destruction of nations? Look what happened to Rome.
Yeah.
We're headed
Yes.
that way.
Yes. Barb?
I also think that we forget to think about what really controls human behavior. Each of us has the power to choose how we behave. And what controls that is your brain and the conscience you have. You could have all the written laws in the world. And I think and if you don't choose to follow those laws, they're meaningless. I think we live at a time, we keep hearing about how self-serving people have become. And I think it's because they haven't been raised or conditioned or exposed to service to others, to a nation as a whole. We were supposed to be united, and now it's what's in it for me. And I think that's because we lack that fundamental religion principles of considering other people. We have a responsibility to be socially responsible. You can't do that when you're focused simply on yourself.
It's true. John?
Take it off of what the lady back there was saying. If you look at the 10 Commandments, the 4th to the 10th commandment, if you ask yourself for each commandment, am I freer if the 4th commandment, if everybody obeys lawful authorities or not? And you go through every one of the 10 commandments from 4 to 10, you'll find the 10th commandment, if you obeyed it, gives you the greatest amount of freedom available. It's very
That's true.
simple.
It's true. Any other questions or comments?
You should contact Washington and say you want to address the
Congress?
the Senate, the House, and the executive branch.
You know, the interesting thing is...
Oh, we got make sure Obama's not on vacation.
The interesting thing is, if you've been on a tour of the Capitol building, some of these quotes are actually engraved in the walls and the different parts of the building. But you know, they're currently today would be considered unconstitutional. If they were building the Capitol building now, they wouldn't be allowed to include those statements there, and also with the various
But they don't look at
monuments that are
those.
there. Right, they don't look at it and pay
But you
attention to
would
it.
see if you would give your little speech, then they would hear all this stuff. They might hang you at the end. But
Okay. Let me go through my announcements here at the end so that we cover these things. Next month, our meeting is in a different location. It's down here at the bottom. We will be at the Grove Church, which is at 1697 Menor Avenue. So that'll be our new location. It is, if you know where Nye Road comes into Menor Avenue, it's almost across the street, just a little bit down. Lake Erie Lawn and Garden is right on the corner where the driveway goes back to the church. The church used to be the Mad Hatter Comedy Club. It's not the Mad Hatter Comedy Club now. It has been converted to a church. It's a church plant type organization. but the setup is more conducive for a group like ours. And they have a sound system, and they have the overhead projector, and all the chairs are already set up, and you don't have to tear them, put them out and take them back down. So we will we'll be moving to that location. But Candidates Night on the 16th, we have commitments from Kim Laurie, Ron Young, Ron Tamburino, Jeff Weaver to be there. Sarah Fowler has another commitment. She may have someone come in her place or do a video. But I think everybody knows who Kim Laurie is. Everybody probably knows who Ron Young is. He is the current state representative for the 61st District in Lake County, which is approximately half the county. Ron Tamburino and Jeff Weaver are running for the 11th District Court of Appeals. Okay? Again, there are 5 judge positions on the Court of Appeals, and Ron and Jeff are 2 good candidates. Our leadership team has met with them, and we believe them to be good conservative candidates and would be excellent additions to that court. Now, the way that court operates is, generally, I think, is that 3 judges are assigned, 3 of the 5 are assigned to any particular case. So right now, I think there are 2 Republicans and 3 Democrats on the Court of Appeals. And both, so there are 2 Republicans whose seats are not up for election this time. So it's 2 of the Democrats who are running for re-election against Jeff Weaver and Ron Tamburino. And Sarah Fowler is the state school board member from part of Lake County, the Ron Young district, plus 5 other counties. She is in a challenging situation now because there are 2 other Republicans who are also running against her in addition to the Democrat. So there is no primary for that position. It's just the general election, and whoever files for it then can run. So there will be at least 4 names that will appear on the ballot. They're not marked R or D because it's a nonpartisan race. So it will be very important for us to volunteer to support her candidacy and get the information out to the voters in Lake County. Nancy?
You might want to point out too that one of those other names is Sarah Freeman. Another Sarah, starting with an S.
That's right,
So
there's
it's
another
very
one.
confusing if you don't know who Sarah Fowler is the one that we are.
That's true. A story that I'll just throw this in here for free is that when John F. Kennedy ran for, I don't know if it was, I think it was Senate, it might have been House of Representatives, but I think it might have, one of those 2, or his very first position, his opponent in the primary was a man with a certain name. Well, to make it easier for Kennedy to win, they found another man with exactly the same name and got him to run and put his name on the ballot. So you had 2 names that were exactly the same, plus Kennedy. And so the people didn't know which one was which, and so some of them voted for this one, some of them voted for the other, because they looked the same, and Kennedy won. Now, you might consider that to be dirty politics, I would. But I also, what do you expect? Okay, so, and our leadership team will be meeting with a couple of the other judges running in Lake County for probate court. One is Mark Bartolotta, and the other is John O'Donnell. That's another interesting one because John O'Donnell is a Republican running for probate court, and they're both John P. O'Donnell, and the other one's running, I think, for Supreme Court Justice.
State Supreme
State Supreme Court, right. And so there will be on the ballot